Is it still worth it in 2025 and beyond to get into real estate, to become a realtor or a real estate agent? And is it a sustainable career? There's a lot that we're going to dissect specifically in this video. It is for some people. However, for other people, it's not going to be a viable choice. And that's what we're here to discuss. If you don't know me, my name is Bryan Casella. I run a nationwide real estate team. I've been in the business for 12, almost 13 years. I've sold a lot of real estate personally. My team is nationwide. I have a lot of experience, and I'll let you know exactly what it is that you need to know, because we're always going to keep it real, raw, and honest here. I've also coached thousands of agents nationally and internationally. I've been a sales and real estate coach for a long time. All right, let's get into it. Number one of the biggest fundamental shifts that you've seen in the real estate industry, just in general, but especially in the real estate industry, is compared to when I got in the business 13 years ago, a lot has changed in the sense that you need to be better as a baseline. And that changes every year in every industry. So when you got in 13 years ago compared to now, that bar has been raised. Technology has increased. You've seen the introduction of all these websites and Zillow.com, Realtor.com, and all that fun stuff. Information is much more accessible to the end user, right? Potential buyers and sellers. We've added social media to the mix, and marketing, digital marketing, video marketing has been added. So more people have gotten into the industry. Therefore, the bar has been raised. 13 years ago, 15, 20, 25 years ago, you could have gotten in, not really known what you were going to do, right? The market, especially like right now, is a little bit tougher compared to other times, and people got a little bit spoiled the last 12 or 13 years. All these conditions combined mean that as a person coming in, you cannot be an amateur or naive. Whereas before, maybe being an amateur, you could still close 3, 4, 5, 6 deals in a year because you would trip and fall into a transaction. That's not the case now. Now you have to be really purposeful when you come in, make sure that you have coaching and training, make sure that you have support and accountability. And that stuff has always been important, but now more than ever, because that bar maybe went from here to here, right? And most agents were kind of in this range. Well, if the bar is up here now, being in that range of skill and ability and experience, well, it's not enough. We're seeing that 70-30, 80-20 rule turn into more of a 90-10, 95-5 rule, right? It wasn't more than 5-10 years ago where the average realtor was still closing 2, 3, 4, 5 deals a year. Now, 3/4 of the industry hasn't closed one in the last year. I think it's going to be worse in 2025. And we have people leaving the industry, because you can't be that part-timer anymore that puts a little bit of effort in that's going to get a lot of deals. So if you're coming in to real estate with a 9-to-5 mentality, you're not going to dedicate yourself, you don't plan on becoming an expert and really taking it serious, then real estate's not for you. If you're somebody who is afraid of developing their communication and understanding that this is a direct sales business, meaning you're going to have to go out there and talk to people and lead generate. If you're not willing to do that, and you don't want to talk to people or deal with people, real estate is not for you. I'll say it again, it's not for you. People have forgotten the difference between active and passive marketing. Lately, video, Zoom, all the online stuff, video marketing, social media marketing, that's passive, because you're going to put it out, but you're putting it out in hopes of people contacting you. That's passive. Active, which is what we've gotten farther and farther away from in this industry, is you going out there like this gentleman right here on his bike. If I was to initiate a conversation with him and talk to him about real estate, that is a direct active marketing technique. We need to get back to doing that. Right now in 2025, moving forward, if you're unwilling to be an active lead generation machine and be able to consistently generate leads actively, whether through you, your team, or whatever system that you have, real estate's not for you. If you 100% are going to rely on passive, well, you need to have unlimited time and unlimited money. Because sure, if you come in and you have a huge budget and you can purchase systems and somebody can teach you lead follow-up and you can have all that dialed in, and then you're running ads to bring in leads and you know what you're doing, sure, you can do that. But let's be real, 99% of the industry does not have unlimited time and a budget like that. You can eventually do the active stuff, make money, grow your commissions and sales and then take a portion of that, a percentage of that, and roll it into marketing. Absolutely. I've helped thousands of agents do that at that point. I have myself have done that. My team is doing that, and I'm helping people right now do that. But you need to understand that, again, you have to crawl before you walk. There's a process to this. So if you want to skip all that because you've seen the people selling you BS, like, oh yeah, you can just come in and dance on TikTok and make money, that's not going to happen. And I think people have fallen for that BS, especially the younger generations, and they're realizing now, real estate is an actual entrepreneurial endeavor, and I can't just lollygag my way into getting a deal. It doesn't matter if you look good, if you're a man or a woman, and this and that. If you don't have sales skills, and you don't have systems and support and accountability and top-notch training, you're going to fail in this business every single time. And I've seen it for 13 years. Nationally, internationally, I've dealt with, again, personally, thousands of agents that I've coached and helped. I've gone to events where I've spoken to thousands of agents, right? I've shared the stage with all the guys from $1 Million Listing. I'm telling you, I've seen every way, shape, and form of every agent across the country. I've pretty much traveled and spoken to almost every state now in my career, at least 3/4 of the states, for sure. Whether it's through recruitment purposes for my team or being a part of an event and speaking. And I'm telling you, agents will scoff when you tell them to cold call and door knock or do open houses or actively, it's 2025, I don't want to do that. Just leave the business if that's you. If you're unwilling to even look at that, because I'll get messages from you guys. Hey man, I really want to grow my business. I'm hungry. I'm willing to do whatever it takes, but I don't want to do lead generation. I don't want to cold call, door knock. That's not for me. Dude, that's like saying, yo, I want to paint and become the best painter in the world, but I don't want to use a brush or actually paint because that's not me. It's like, dude, you're denying the very thing that builds the business. Now, again, I'll make this clear. You don't have to do that forever, but you're going to have to commit to doing it. And right now, again, it is not worth it for you to get into real estate if you're unwilling to do active lead generation. I'm telling you, don't waste your time. Anybody telling you to not do active lead generation is just trying to take your money, is lying to you, and is selling you a dream. This is why I never really watched those shows like $1 Million Listing. I watched a little bit. What's the other one that's popular now? I think like Selling Sunset or something like that. That one started before I moved from California to Florida. They sell people BS. Now, I'm not saying that they purposely on those shows sell you that, but again, the reality shows are not real. They're not real. And people need to accept what it takes to grow a real business. Real estate is a direct sales business and entrepreneurship, meaning it is up to you. You're going to be running your own business. You're going to have to pay for all the resources. If you want the best coaching, training, and guidance, you're going to have to pay for it. You're going to have to pay for your dialer, your systems, your CRM, your lead follow-up system, right? If you're going to create an AI bot that follows up for you, and you have to pay for everything. You're running your own business. Pretend as if you had your new retail storefront. You're gonna have to pay for inventory, you have to pay for employees, you have to pay for software, for everything. Now, I don't know why people in real estate think, oh, well, I'm gonna join a brokerage and they're gonna give me everything for free. And this is entrepreneurship. Again, if you're coming into real estate with a 9-to-5 mentality, thinking everything is OT or gonna be given to you, don't waste your time and stay out. Nobody owes you anything, me or anybody else. I'll make that clear to you. This is not meant to offend. This is just the truth. Nobody owes you anything. I had to work for it. I had to pay for coaching and training, and all the stuff that I tell people to do, I myself did tenfold. Whether it's calling people, door knocking, all the stuff that I've told every single person to do in my videos for the last 12, 13 years, I have done myself and at a much higher level than I expect other people to do. That's why I'm congruent. That's why people believe what I say, and that's why my brand has exploded. Because of that, we keep it raw, real, honest, and truthful. That's what it's about. If you're unwilling to work hard, real estate's not for you. Now, I don't care who you are. You may come into the business and have an immediate success. You might get a deal or two right away. That's possible. However, if you are not prepared to take months or potentially a year or more to get the momentum going and go through that pain period and really commit, because a lot of times that momentum and that snowball effect doesn't pick up for most people, even if you're doing everything right, for a year, year and a half, maybe even 2 years. But once you hit that threshold where you're working hard and that snowball gets big enough, it starts paying dividends in ways that you could never imagine. However, if you're unwilling to commit, because nobody, again, they're lying to you if they say, oh, you'll be successful in 3 months with me. We can never put a time period on it or guarantee. Why? We never know. You may come work with me personally and within a couple months be booming. It's possible. I've seen it with my students. Some people take 3 months, 6 months, a year sometimes to close their first deal. But after that, the floodgates open. So we can never give you a date. What I can guarantee you is if you follow the process and stick to it, at some point it will grow. The question becomes is, can you endure that pain period? Are you willing to commit and go through the mud and suffer? Because everybody does. Sure, you'll find that one exception to the rule where they just got in and boom, they took off. Again, I've had students like that too. They get their first deal within a week, and before you know it, by the end of the first year, they close 12, 15, 20 deals and they're off to the races. However, that's the exception. Most people, even the ones that have success, go through a tremendous pain period, especially in a market like this. Like I look at Tanner, shout out to him. He's a part of my team, just completed his first year in real estate. He had a rocky year, but he still closed 8 deals his first year. And that's not including other stuff. So he did well. And his biggest deal was just right around $1 million, right? Congratulations to him. You talk to him though, it wasn't that great of a year, but the bar for him is up here and I hold him to that standard. But overall, 8 deals your first year, moving to a new market across the country, brand new agent, young, mid-20s, not knowing anything. In a tough market, he did it. So we see this regularly. Now I'm talking about my circles, my students, my team. I see this happen, but even within that focus group that's anecdotal, right? My experience, people that I work with hands-on, you still have that variety of people who close right away, take months. Some people take a year to close their first deal. Are you willing to endure that? If you are, then real estate is for you. If not, if you can't deal with that uncertainty or the anxiety is then just, because when I got in, enter my mind for a second. When I got in, I said, I'm willing to be out on the street if I have to temporarily to achieve this goal. This is how bad I want it, and this is how committed I am. That was me. I don't expect anybody or everybody to think that way. I know I'm more extreme. I'm very competitive. I'm an ex-professional athlete. My mind goes to that length. Now, again, if you say, well, I'm willing to, but only for a couple months, then I wouldn't recommend it. Because then if that threshold for you is longer, then you're just going to give up. And the moment you give up, everything's gone. You did it all for nothing. It's never all for nothing until you give up. When you wave the white flag and you give up, then yes, everything was for nothing. But if you stick with it, it's going to pay off. Now, the other little caveat here in detail is you have to be doing things properly. A lot of people get into real estate and fool themselves into thinking that they're being productive because they're doing things when they're not. Working on your website, creating content, writing emails, trying to DM people, right? All that busy work, that's not real work. Real work, when you're getting into real estate or in real estate, half of your day, let's say you work an 8-hour day, a normal day, at least 4 of those hours needs to be spent in active lead generation, meaning you're on the street talking to people, you're going door to door, you're calling, you're actively in sales scenarios and conversations with people. If you cannot commit to doing that half of your day, forget it. Don't get into real estate. That will change later on, but initially you have to do that. The TikToking, the YouTube and all that stuff, again, that's passive. That's a waste of your time. Why? It's not going to give you any deals. It may in the future, and you can do that to supplement what you're doing, but the main thing you need to be doing is talking to people every single day. You do that, you will be fine. You'll develop the skills, you'll get the leads, you'll get the opportunities, you'll get the appointments and all the other stuff, because that's the active way to build it. It will teach you everything that you need to know. It'll show you how to work your systems, how to do lead follow-up and all the stuff that later on you need to grow at scale. But if you lack the foundation, you are trying to build your business on quicksand and it is not going to work. So again, if you're unwilling to dedicate at least half your day to lead generation, forget it. Don't get into real estate. This video may have gone a different direction than you think, but more than ever, the basics and fundamentals need to be championed by this industry. And I know my message and my methodology in sticking to those roots will always reign supreme, because that's what allows you to grow your business. Talk to these people that have genuine big businesses in sales and real estate, and they'll literally repeat what I told you in this video, or listen to me and say, he's right, he knows what he's talking about. Exactly. Now, here's the last one. Can you find exceptions to the rule? Absolutely, because I've heard it. Oh, well, Bryan, I know one guy who doesn't do anything that you say, and he made 150K last year. Good for him. He's the exception to the rule. So you're just gonna throw away everything that I said because you know one guy, when 80% of our industry is failing in record numbers? It defies logic, but we want to hold on to the emotion or the hope that, oh, it can be easy. People marketing preys on your hope that you think there's a better way or some magical solution. It doesn't exist. These people are selling you garbage and nonsense, and people are falling for it. I get messages from you guys constantly. Oh, I wasted money and this guy lied to me and he burned me. Look, because at the end of the day, you're going to need help. You can't second guess maybe working with me because somebody else burned you. That's not my fault. And I'm not going to, play with you or beg you because you got burned by somebody else. Accept the consequences of the decision and move on, because as much as I have poured my time and energy and money into people and coaches and events and books and resources and courses as well, I've been burned as well, but that doesn't stop me from moving forward, because most of the time it works out. Every once in a while, it's not going to be worth it. You got screwed or you got burned. That's life, because being an entrepreneur is a calculated risk. You're gonna take L's, accept it. It sucks, it hurts, it doesn't feel good, but you're gonna take L's. When you're willing to take an L because you know you're gonna win, meaning I'll lose this battle to win the war, everything will change for you, okay? But I don't wanna ramble on forever. I'm willing to help you, coach you, whatever. Grab the free resources I have in the description, like the sales quiz. At least get on my email list and start to get the right mindset and start to take the right actions, all right? Leave a comment for the algorithm, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you on the next one, all right? Peace.